Hello, it's Big Mike here and welcome to Twentey Studios. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple flyer in Adobe Photoshop. We are going to learn by the end of this video how to create a simple background, how to create some lightnings and also some shadows. So let's jump right in. So now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a new document and we are going to name our project Sweet Apple. Yes, because that's what the name is. And also make sure you copy this preset and you're good. The next thing you're going to do is to create a solid color like so, and also you're going to use a form of red. Something like this is fine. BF1, you can copy this preset over here, then we are good. So now we have our color, so we don't need this background, so you can delete it and create a new layer. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create some small lightnings at the edges or the corners of our design. So the first thing I'm going to do is to select the brush tool, and if you select the brush tool by pressing B, you're going to get something round like this. Yes. So the next thing we're going to do is to create some small lightnings at the corner, the top corner, and also at the bottom corner, which is going to be a bit darker. So the first thing I'm going to do is to change our foreground color to white. That's why this is fine. And also our flow, let's reduce our flow a bit. We are going to put our white color over here, something like this. So you just have to press or just click over here to get something like this. If it's too much, you can reduce the opacity a bit. I think 90 is fine. And also we'll create a new layer. So let's say this is our white light, okay, and also we'll select our dark light. So with our dark light, we'll select the eyedropper to select this color, this background color, and then you double click on it. This time I want to make it a bit darker, so you just drag it down a bit, so you see it looks darker over here. So this is fine. And then we press our B to select our brush tool again, and also the same way you click it once or even twice. So this is fine. So we have our nice reflections over here. If it's too much, we made the other one 90, so let's make it 90, then we are good. So after that, we can group it and name it, let's say, lights, to represent the two. Okay, so the next thing is we forgot one thing. Let's add another light over here, but this time around it's just a blend of yellow, so something like this is fine. Make sure it's yellow, so this is okay for me. This is okay for me. Select our brush tool. This time I want it at the corner over here, so you can just click over this area. It's too small, just click again and you have something like this. So something like this is fine. If you want to adjust it, you just have to increase the size a bit, and then we have a nice yellow blend with this. So after that, you can group it and then lock it, because we don't want to be clicking on it so that it will distract us. Okay, so it's locked. So the next thing you do is to create a new layer, and then what you're going to add is the text. So the first thing you do is to create our text. I'm going to use Anton font, so you can download and try it on your next project. So we're going to type sweet, something like this is fine, and then we increase the size a bit to make sure you increase the size a bit, and then let's duplicate this one by pressing Alt and you click and drag down, you duplicate it, then we have our copy over here, or you can press Ctrl J to duplicate. So now the next thing we're going to type is apple, and we have our apple, and this looks aligned a bit. Let's see whether it's aligned a bit. Okay, so we just have to increase the size to touch our line. Okay, so this is all right. Let's see whether the other end is cool too. So we increase this one too. Something like this is fine. So it didn't be that perfect, you know. So the next thing you're going to do is to turn off the guide again and also select these two, and let's reduce the size. Okay, so something like this is okay. We'll move it to the top a bit. This time around, I don't want you could have left the text to remain this way because it blends really well with the background, but for the purpose of our lesson, I want us to change it to something like this, so a darker shade of it, so you can play around with it. And I think I like this more, so this is fine. If you want it, you can also choose the first color, yes, but let's choose this one for the purpose of this lesson. So do this and then we are good. So we can group this and name it text. Yeah, you get it right. So this is fine. So these are the resources that we are going to use, because I got this online on Wix and other images. Search for, so you can get something like this. So I'll leave it in the description for you to test your hands on it. The first thing you're going to do is to add our apples. So these are 2 apples. We select it and just send it to the next page. So we have this, and make sure your items are converted to a smart object so that you wouldn't lose quality. Okay, whenever you are enlarging or you are trying to reduce the size, quality matters. So these are apple 1 and 2. Okay, so we have this. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's put this one at the side and the resize this one. So we have this, then we are good. Okay, also the next thing we're going to do is to, let's resize this too big. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is the same thing, resize it a bit. Then we have something like this. Well, let me make sure it's on the same line. Okay, so this is all right. This is all right. So let me increase it a bit. So the next thing we do is to create a shadow under these 2 apples. That's why I created this new layer. So let me show you how to create a new layer or a new shadow. So the next thing you go to is a brush tool, and then looking at this, our brush already looks round. Okay, so what you do is to just click on one side of this circle. It's like I said, this side, you just click and just close it a bit to get a shape like this. So if you get something like this time around, our size is too big, so you just have to reduce the size. Okay, so if you don't want that, you can use the keyboard, the bracket, close to do that, in and out to do that. Okay, and then you just make sure your foreground also is black. Okay, make sure your foreground is also black, because if you do that, you wouldn't get the 3D effect of it. You wouldn't get the effect like that. So we just click here once, and then we have our shadow. I could have done it for this one and also this one, but I feel like you can still do it. So we create another layer. So this first shadow is for our left apple, and then we'll create another one for, let's reduce the size a bit, something like this. If it's too deep, simply reduce the opacity a bit. Then I feel like this is good. So now all we do is to group all these and name it apple. But in our previous image, we saw that the lady is on top of the apple, or sitting on the apple. So we are going to bring the lady and put it in between these 2 layers. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to bring our first image, this image, right here like this. Now we are good. So we have something like this. Okay, but this time around, the direction is different from what we are seeing. So what we'll do is that we just have to press Ctrl T to to show the transform tools, and then right click and select flip horizontal, and then we are good. So what we are going to do is that we have something like this. So we want the lady to sit just here, right here, okay, on our apple. So something like this is fine. Adjust it a bit, okay, and then we are good. So it will be like her left leg is on top of this apple, and this one will be behind the left apple, and it will create some small shadows on where she's sitting. Let's make it a bit realistic where she's sitting, to show that yeah, she's actually sitting at that side. So now the next thing we are going to do is to make her left shoe visible. Okay, so this time around we want only her shoe to show. So what we'll do is that we will have to select the layer marks of this particular apple. Okay, you see how it is, and this side is cut off, so it does not really look good, but I just want this side to show. Okay, so create a new layer marks on it, and then make sure your foreground is what's black. If your foreground is black, you'll be able to hide the items or whatever element that you want to hide by using a brush tool, and also if it's white, you'll be able to bring it back. So let's test it out. So you make sure your foreground is black, you select your brush tool. Let's make sure our brush tool is reset to a solid round, to be something like this. Mine is too big, so you just have to reduce the size. Okay, so as our foreground is on black, you just have to brush over this area gently. Okay, just brush over this area where you just want to show the shoe. Okay, so just do it gently. Okay, and good. I think we are seeing much of it. Still want to clean this part. There, yeah, good. So we already have an effect, like she's stepping on a true apple. Yeah. So we have something like this, and then over here there's no need in adding a shadow, because we have already created a nice shadow on it. But you can still, if you want to add, you can still add, but I think this is good enough. This is good enough. Okay, so now the next thing we can do is to create a shadow at where she's sitting. Okay, so you just zoom in and also create a new layer below the person. Let me name it subject first before. Okay, so you create a new layer below the subject. So this time around we are going to create use our recent brush that we used, okay, to create our brush. So just increase the size, make sure your foreground is black, just click on this area like this. You have our layer a bit. Okay, you can see a shadow over here a bit, and it looks almost realistic enough. Okay, so this is what we have, and you are halfway, or we are almost done with our work. Other refinements will be done in other lessons, but here all you do is that you want to let the lady blend the background a bit, so you're going to create a color balance for the lady. See, the background is a bit reddish, so you just have to create a reddish background and make sure the clipping mask is selected to select the subject. Okay, what you do is that you have to drag it a bit to make it a bit reddish, and you can see that it has really done a good job. Okay, this one is also, you can even add the yellows a bit to it, so that the hair would also blend well. Okay, so we have yellows and the reds. I feel like we are good. Yes, so we are almost done with our design. So what we'll do is that it's way at the top, so you just have to bring it down a bit. Make sure you select it to the text, the group text, and then you bring it down a bit. Something like this is fine. Okay, so I think I added some text, just a dummy text. So you select T on the keyboard, put it right here. I can even place social media icons over there. So however you want it, let's change our font to Montserrat. Still a dummy text, so you don't have to worry. Change our text to white. So something like this is fine, and then place it in the middle. Okay, so it's good enough. So another thing is that here is Twentey Studios. So my logo, I'll add my logo and my social media accounts over here. So I'll just have to place it at the corners. So something somewhere like this is fine. I can even put it just below this, but it's too much. So let me put it at the corner. Something like this is fine. And then put this one also here. Yeah, good. So Twentey Studios can still be here. That's my favorite position. Then this one will be here. So good. Make sure you check your alignment and all. Okay. If your design is too big, you can reduce the size a bit so that your design wouldn't really feel. So something like this is fine. And then so let's increase this one a bit. Center it. And then our logo. And then we are good. So once we have this, we are going to create a new, I think we place some apples at the corners. So what we'll do is that we'll just have to select this apple and duplicate, okay, and then move it out of the apple zone, and then we'll place it, we are going to place it right below or behind the text. So let's move it right behind the text. So something like this is fine. Okay, something like this is fine. And then we go to Gaussian blur and let's say motion blur, and something like this will be good. Okay, you can even duplicate this one again and put it here, over here. Something like this is fine. The sum of our shadow over here is that dark, so I want us to create more shadows, in fact on top of this image. And then let's see. Okay, so okay, something like this, and then so our apple wouldn't be affected like that. So something like this is fine. If I wish, let me turn out this, but okay, this is good. And then let's add something like this. Okay, if you have reached this far, that's how we create a social media flyer design in Adobe Photoshop. If you have any questions, make sure you drop it into the comment section and I'll be sure to help you. If you haven't followed me yet, follow me for more, and I'm sure to help you as we all grow. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.